Slow down. The good breakfast from Von Baron. So what? Fortified with vitamins and minerals, like 300 milligrams THC. Van Baron Farms. Pancake and waffle batter. Buttermilk. It's time for a nostalgic rambling. That's a little wobbly walk down memory lane. Nostalgic rambling. See, let me see. My birthday's coming up this week. You want to say something? Yeah. Shout out to Kira Lee. All right, so here we are walking down the street. My birthday's next week. Nostalgic rambling. I did pirate radio for like half my life since my 20s. I've been playing records and turntables since I was maybe about 15, so that's 30 years. But what this is about is the marketability of a lifestyle, trends in pop culture. See, 20 years ago, we used a broadcaster to broadcast to the world music and shout-outs on the microphone and jokes and tomfoolery and what is now called content. So we would use computers to network with each other in a little social network to share content and communicate via chat room. And so now this stuff, which we had to basically piece together from various software components and machines, now is delivered in the hand in the form of Periscope, and everyone is now considered to be content creators. And now there's too many cooks in the kitchen. Everyone thinks they're fucking on stage. Everyone thinks they have talent. The reality is no one's on stage, no one has talent, but we all have these little machines that let us broadcast our little slice of life to the world. So, what makes me so hypocritical? I'm doing the same thing right now. I've been doing the same thing since the get-go. I've been doing this for this long, and what I mean is, my little 13 group of friends that have locked into the DS program is my peers, and that's my peers. I'm comfortable with my peers. But see, everyone else thinks that they need to have thousands and hundreds of thousands of views on Periscope, or we'll just use that as an example, and picture themselves as the next Amanda Oleander, which is not real or realistic. So most of what I see is someone sitting in front of the TV eating some chips, saying tap the screen for hearts or something like this. There's a few people doing it right. Josh Robert Thompson, the Great Satan, there's weird fringy performance. There's stuff to see out there. There's little niche content creators.
This square acts as a base station.
Making good stuff. But the problem is now everyone thinks that they're the next one of them. If you're into creating content, if you're into creating music, if you're into sharing your talent with the world, then it makes perfect sense to use those sorts of things. But it went from performers, people on stage, people doing things, and the audience, and then now the audience is all sitting there with their cameras in the air, picturing themselves as now content creators delivering the content of which they are passively watching and not creating in any way other than by sitting in a seat. So that's it. You're doing what's already been done, and you're not doing it very well. It wasn't called a podcast back in the day. It was just an archive. It was just a recording. It was a recording of a performance. Things used to be live, focus on the live element, and if you missed it, you could catch the podcast or archive or rebroadcast or whatever they want to call it. Gone are those days. The live, the interest in the live event is somewhat passing, or comes and goes. I think it's coming back, but it has passed, or was in the passing. I'm going to hit pause real quick. Rewind. Alright, so taking it back, we have this whole subculture built on pirate radio broadcast, which was backlash from guys getting their equipment taken away. They all went indoors to the internet, to the World Wide Web, and broadcasting to the masses that way. No one could come and steal all your gear. And then over time, that's perceived as being cool. These renegades that make stuff and speak their mind and are on the fringe, and then, oh my goodness, you're a rebel if you have that periscope and you're cursing and giving us insight to that family meal at the Chuck E. Cheese, or I don't know. There sure are a lot of religious types and preachers and motivational speakers on the Periscope, which means that their audience is dwindling in the real world, and then they're seeking out these, remote relationships, of which, now you have 4 people watching you from 4 corners of the world. Anyhow, broadcasts in the palm of your hand is a weird concept, because for the most part, not everyone wants to see that. No one wants to see that unless you're some hot little chick or you're doing something really interesting. So that's the reality of it. You're not all hot little chicks, and you're all not doing anything interesting. But I digress. DS, Nostalgic Ramblings, over and out. Thanks for listening. If you have any more ideas for cool topics, hit them up in the old comments section. Shout out to the Kira Pixie, all regulars. Big ups the man like Tom Green, the man like Haas. all freaks and weirdies within the sound of my voice. Over and out.
Just the masses, the all you want to see. Just the masses, all you.